gosh. That's a big one. That's a big one. That's a big one. That's a big bass. That's a big bass. Holy cow. Holy cow. A 10-pound bass. It is without a doubt the fish of a lifetime for most anglers.
Look at that thing.
Bass of that size simply are the hardest to catch, and most anglers will fall short of that goal.
No!
Here on Tyler's Reel Fishing, I spend so much time teaching the basics of bass fishing that I've had to put my ambitions of catching my first 10-pounder on hold.
9.85 pounder.
Until now. In this series, I'm gonna spend 10 days only searching for that elusive 10-pound bass.
Oh my gosh, that could be a 10.
And teaching you guys everything I learned along the way.
There's these bushes right here in 20 feet of water.
Will I succeed in this goal of catching a 10-pounder, or will I crash and burn in flaming defeat?
Oh my gosh, don't do it, yes! Yes!
Only time will tell. My name is Tyler, and welcome to 10 Days for a 10.
Okay, let's be honest. Where do we go from here? Usually the saying says it's only uphill from here. In this case, I guess. How's it going, folks, and welcome back to TRF, or Tyler's Reel Fishing. If you are new here, my name is Tyler, and this is my channel where I teach you guys how to become better bass anglers. We're in a series right now that I'm jacked to film. I'm jacked to drive places. I am jacked to put the boat in brand new bodies of water and just target giant bass. Now, if you missed the last video in the series, it probably wasn't the last video on the channel. I probably put out one or two since then. But if you missed the last video, you really missed out on something absolutely insane. And if you don't watch that video, this video will be totally confusing to you. So go click the link in the video description below. Please, I am pleading with you, pause this video right now and go watch it. Because in that video, I caught my new personal best 14.4849, whatever you want to call it, 14.5-pound bass. And this whole series, as you saw from the intro, was all about chasing that 10-pounder. We accomplished it on day number 2. We still have 8 days to go. And so I could technically end this series, but I didn't learn all that I wanted to learn about chasing big bass using live scope, and I'm sure you guys didn't either. I've got tons more that I want to share with you guys. And so to the best of my abilities, with all my travels and freelance stuff this spring, I'm going to do 10 days to catch a 10. And we're going to kind of forget about the 14-pounder, just, you know, log that into our memory and say, moving forward, now we're going for a 10-pound bass. And today we're in East Texas. I'm excited. We're gonna hopefully catch more fish today than we did in the previous 2 episodes. For sure more fish than we did in last episode. But we gotta rig up my Alabama rig right now, put some new jig heads on, and beautiful weather today. I mean, I wish we had a little bit of wind, because wind makes this bite a little bit easier, and I'll explain that in this video. But either way, clouds, you know, 60 degrees outside, I can't complain. It is wintertime here in Texas, and this is a nice winter day. I say we get the old SHO started and get the skeeter on the water. We'll see y'all when we catch some fish.
All right, boom, baby. Now, what you guys have seen a lot of, and what you will see a lot of in this series, is live scope. It is forward-facing sonar. It is what you are seeing on the screen right now. I've got a nice camera back there on my screen, and what you're seeing in front of you is basically an x-axis and a y-axis of where my transducer is pointed at. So it is pointed straight in front of the boat right now. As you can see, about 10 feet out on the top of the screen is your x-axis. 10 feet out is a ball of shad, and then it goes down to 22 feet is how deep it is. I can adjust the depth range right here. I can also adjust how far out I'm shooting. Now I'm shooting 150 feet out, but the farther out I get, of course, the less detail, the less I can see the fish that are closer to the boat. So I like to range at about, I don't know, 90 or 100 feet. And then as soon as I see a fish that is close enough to cast at, 70 or 80 feet, I will range in to 60 to 70. That way I can effectively work that fish. Here's what my lure looks like on live scope. There it is. It hit the water at 45, and now it's falling into that school of bait fish. Let's see if there's a bass around the area that wants to eat it. Slow roll it. Oh, I lost the lure. Where'd it go? You always got to keep your transducer pointed. There it is on the bottom. Not on the bottom, 5 feet off the bottom at 20 feet. And that is basically all I'm doing in this series. Now, there's a whole video I made on my channel all about live scope, the controversy around it. You may be looking at this right now and thinking, Tyler, that is cheating. That is so obvious. You see the fish, you see your lure, but that's what it takes nowadays to catch the absolute giants that oftentimes are never going to be caught because people didn't have this technology until a few years ago. So, like I said, this sonar doesn't make you catch them. That's still on you. Trolling motor on 10, scanning around, and I mean, I see a number of fish down there on the bottom. Right there. Whatever the heck those are. Now this lake, as compared to the one that I was at previously, has a lot more fish. Both a lot more numbers of bass. Well, actually, it's a smaller lake, so technically it has less bass in it. But per square inch, there's more bass in this lake, but not as many 13-plus pounders. Again, we're not going for those though. We're going for a 10, and there are plenty of 10s in this body of water. So let's get started. There we go. I got one. Is it a crappie or is it a bass? Hey, it's a bass, baby. Got him on the little spinner. Little bitty boy. Definitely good to get one fish who's very squirmy. The skunk out of the boat. Ah, dang it. There's one. Gosh, something nabbed it. Something nabbed it on the bottom there. I think it's a white bass. Okay. Oh, it's a crappie. Oh, it's a mega crappie. Let's go. And that right there is a giant slab crappie on our spoon. I should stop calling it a spoon. It's a tailspin. Okay, well that's not what we want. So we're going to take that thought and we're going to get out of this direct area. Now maybe I should be where the crappie are. I don't know. Probably where the big bass are. Maybe I should be there. Either way, that's not the species we're looking for. Going for bass. Okay, now we're getting into some trees. This is kind of like the wooded part of the lake, whereas down there was not. And I kind of wanted to get my feet back underneath me in the open part before I started making risky casts up here in the wood. But this is most likely where the big ones are going to be. It's where I see most of the bass boats, so it's a good sign. Oh yeah, that's a stinking huge tree. A large one. Gosh, there's one. Came out of the tree and ate it. I think that's another crappie because it's not fighting. Oh my goodness. A stinking bluegill. I gotta stop casting at small marks. But then again, like the 14 I caught really didn't look that big on my screen. So I'm just gonna keep casting stuff.
So what I'm learning in the few minutes I've been here so far is that there are way more fish to cast at here. I mean, my screen is lit up with stuff. It's most likely a lot of crappie, a lot of baitfish, bluegill, and of course, some bass. Haven't had any giants follow me yet that I know of, but of course, I'm still not great at telling how big a fish is on live scope. Sometimes I can differentiate between the head and the tail if they're big enough, but most of the time it's just a dot, and you hope that dot intercepts with the dot that's your lure. So we're gonna keep going. But I love this learning process, and hopefully you guys are understanding some of this.
So since I need the wind to blow, at least I think I do. Oh gosh, good catch. I'm basically just gonna spend the next, 2 hours or so idling because I want to use my side scan imaging to find what's called a hard spot. Hard spot is as the word suggests, a harder area on the bottom. And for some reason, the fish here in East Texas love to sit on hard spots, regardless of kind of where the bait fish are. Big bass specifically are going to be on hard spots. So we're going to put ourselves a little bit of side scan here, and we're just going to scan. I'm gonna show you guys once I find a hard spot what it looks like. That way y'all can be looking for that yourself if you are, I mean, I'm sure it works other places besides East Texas, but I just wanna be able to show you guys exactly what I am looking at. So let's start our graphing. We're gonna get a water and some snacks. So I've been graphing around for a while, and I thought that I would finally show you guys what a hard spot looks like. Now, what you're gonna see here on the screen is tons of trees. Those are vertical trees right there. There's a creek channel running this direction, but a hard spot looks like this right there, where you can tell the return is very, very dark. It's a soft bottom, and then a hard return. Right there, I'll point it out on the screen for you guys. That is a hard spot right there. And there's no fish on it today, but that's what I'm looking for. At least I think so. We filming? We're filming. All right, so here's what happened. I graphed for like, I kid you not, 3 hours. Found a few things that were gonna fish, and I was hoping the wind would kind of constantly build and we'd have a good breeze blowing past my spots here. That didn't happen. It's almost dead calm again. So we're basically back at square one with just a little more knowledge than we started with, which I guess technically isn't square one. So here we go. Trolling motor on 7, and we're going. Looking for the fish. Donde está? Yeah, these fish are chasing a jerkbait, y'all. Oh no. No. Somehow lost my jerkbait. Big old rat's nest in the process. There's one. There's one. I saw him in the top of the tree, and I cast to him, and he ate. Are you of any size? You're not really of any size. You're an absolute dinker. But I do like the sign of that. The fish have been getting more and more aggressive. They've been chasing my jerkbait. They are higher up in the water column. I've just got to get one of these bad boys to weigh about 10 times as much. Gosh. First cast with the deep crank. Is it big? Is it big? Okay, no. But the wind picked up. First cast with an 8XD, baby. Got ourselves at least a chunky one, you know, 2+ pounds. Not the size we're looking for, but I do like that we found a little school of fish. There could be big ones. There's one. That feels bigger. That definitely feels bigger. Is it bigger? He hasn't jumped yet. He's got his mouth open to me. Come on, come on, bring it in. 2.5 pounder. Ah, you know what? I don't like the size, but we'll take him, and maybe he's got a buddy down there who's 10 pounds. Gosh, there's one. 2 casts in a row. 2 casts in a row. Not a big one. Shake off for me, buddy. Or don't shake off. Or bring it in. 8XD, or is it an 8XD? 6XD. There's one. Oh, man. Oh, we got the whole school underneath the boat. Any bigger? That one's not bad. That one's not bad. Let me see. Let me see. I can boat flip him. I can boat flip you. Let's go. 3 pounder. Definitely not what I expected for a 10 days for a 10 thing to happen. Didn't expect to find a school of fish on a 6XD in January, but here we are. There's one. Man, they are eating it right beneath the boat, which makes me think that I'm right on top of them. There's one. Ooh. Ooh. What do we got here? Nope. Just your standard fish. Hey, at least we're having fun though, right? Come on, let's go. Even though I'd love for them to be 10s, you're never gonna catch me complaining. Oh, there's one. My gosh. You hit it out of nowhere. Wow. That might be the biggest one yet, I'm not sure. There we go. Wintertime deep cranking bass. And I apologize for the lighting, guys. It is just the wind's going this way, which means I got a spot lock, which means I have this huge piece of sun behind me. But we're catching fish. All right, so it seems like the crankbait bite is now dead. That school has disbanded. Back to live scoping. Do a circle, and eat it. Eat it. Ah, man. What the heck? Y'all, it is only a matter of time before one of these fish eats, and it's big. There's one. There's one on the deep crankbait. Oh, hey. Oh, it's a striper. Oh my gosh. I was wondering what I marked down there. Oh wait, no it's not. No, it's not. It's a largemouth. It was very stripy when it came up. Just a 2-pounder and maybe some change. I knew it. I knew I could. There we go. Ha ha ha. Man, this is a fun day. I'm just hoping and praying that one of these is a giant. There it is. 30 feet. And got him. That was so cool. Oh my gosh. He's got several buddies with him. Drop a drop shot. See if I can get one of his friends to eat while he's aggressive. Well, okay. Alright, lost a fish. I tried to get 2 at once and I lost him. But that's okay, man. He wasn't very big.
The colder weather has arrived, evening is here, and that brings to a close another episode of 10 Days for a 10. Day 3 is in the books and we did not catch a 10-pounder today. Now, do not fear. We have many more days to come, many more lakes to go to, and of course we're gonna return to the lake where I caught my 14.5-pounder for at least a good 2 or 3 more days. Now, what I did not want for this series was to go to the same lake over and over and over again, and while that may give me the best chance of catching a 10 because I'll be really in tune with the fish, that's no fun for you guys as the viewer, and so I just thought I would give a little bit of a change of scenery here. East Texas is beautiful. We have golden hour right now. I'm just always in awe that 1, I get to do this job for a living, and 2, that my job includes being in God's creation. You know, He's made the earth for us to enjoy, and so because of you guys, I get to be out here all the time making these silly videos for y'all and trying to catch 10-pounders. It is it's incredibly humbling, and I'm so grateful for you guys. And so if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, hit that subscribe button. And again, if y'all have not seen episode 2 of 10 Days for a 10, which was an absolutely bonkers episode, I will leave it up here in the corner. Make sure you guys click on that one right there, and we'll see you guys next time right here on TRF.
Gosh, that's a big one. Oh my gosh, that might be an 8. That might be an 8 plus. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that bite was awesome. That bite was stinking awesome. Okay, not a 10. Not a 10, but an 8, I think. And yes, sir. Oh my gosh, look at that fish. Look at that big old chungus. Whoof. Whoof. That one's going on the gram, folks. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Folks, would you look at that right there? 8XD to the face. This right here, folks, deep crankbait, wintertime. It's what you stinking like to see. Let's go.